It's rare to find an outstanding example of how video games have evolved over the years. Hollow Knight is one of these examples. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, it's an expensive set of rims that aren't shiny enough to attract everyone, but for those who can recognize them for what they are, there is a massive appeal. And no, the adjective expensive doesn't directly refer to the price of the game. $15 makes for a great bargain if the time is invested just to see the adventure to the end. The story is a roughly 35-hour adventure which can balloon as high as personal greed can take it. Knickknacks are well disguised, and a completion percentage is available at the end of the story. Akin to genre predecessors, locating pickups grants more health, energy, various buffs, and expansion of the buff's buffer. A good number of them lie outside the boundaries of the beaten path and aren't necessary to complete the game, but naturally, they make things a bit easier. The underworld of Hollow Knight is expansive, hostile, and inhospitable. The Vignette is strong with this one. Every new area to explore is as intriguing as they are intimidating. New enemies typically take more punishment, and commonplace hulks constantly present the threat of death for a careless nail wielder. The only way to feel safe is to stack the odds against the inhabitants of the Hollow Nest with upgrades. Then, repeat journeys through once dreaded areas may turn into farming trips for currency, which is always in demand, especially if death is a constant and close friend. An initial death robs you of your lunch money and dampens the ability to stack energy until the corpse is located and sacked. If death visits again before the corpse is found, say goodbye to all of the well-deserved Geo. Fortunately, there are available outs to this mechanic where rancid eggs can be traded in at a safe location to skip the corpse hunt if you're a pussy. But if all is lost, not all is lost, as some collectibles are worth nothing more than to be sold for potentially large amounts of cash at special merchants, unless you sell those and then die twice again. Then you're For the typical adventurer, the 6-foot-under view shapes up to exploring an area, dying to the boss over and over again until the boss is defeated, claiming a new ability to access the next area, farm currency when necessary, wash, rinse, repeat. Fast travel locations are unlocked as the plot unfolds, and maps are added by finding a particular character with a discernible humming tune. These maps can be marked manually using specific pins purchased in town. Every partition has its own mostly unique aesthetic, both visually and aurally, but they're all variations on the same dark theme, and there are absolutely no breaths of fresh air. To be fair, the game does throw the occasional quirky surprise your way in the form of "I did not expect that to happen" kind of moments. Seeing the adventure to the end will award a Steam achievement that, as of the time of this review, only 18% of players have achieved. Having been all the way through, I'll say that the ending itself isn't worth the effort, but the value of the personal victory and place in the top 20% is debatable. I'm very relieved that it's over, and have no plans to collect all the things or play it again start to finish. For the bottom line, it's obvious that a lot of love and effort went into making Hollow Knight. Overall, it leaves a great impression, even though the dreariness gets a little long in the tooth. The mechanics are solid, combat is fun, but the boss difficulty is set to 11, and somebody went and broke off the damn knob. If the game has been completed, there are most likely still going to be artifacts left to acquire, but no reason to go about harvesting them. In conclusion, seeing as how only 18% of owners make it to the end, it's probably not worth the money to casual gamers, and that's unfortunate because it's a beautiful game to behold. The challenging boss fights will drive players away who have other titles in their queues, and I can relate to that. Those itching for a challenging experience will be the most rewarded here. You'll get what you want and have a blast at the same time. There's even a hardcore mode that opens up after the first playthrough. Go knock yourself out. This has been a review of Hollow Knight here on the Game Train. Thanks for watching, and you guys, have a good night.